Okay, checking. Okay.
We can simply continue and move on to the next element. But if there is a value, we are simply going to first do these things. First, we are going to check that whether
सारे दिवाली के ऐड एक जैसे ही क्यों दिखते हैं बैंड
मैं हर ऐड में बाई बनती हूँ
Hence, at nothing, we thought, how about we make an ad which is not so subtle? और आप कुछ भी बना सकते हो। ये ले, ये बना तहल का ऑमलेट। This festive season, go subtle or go nothing.
फिर से सोन पापड़ी
ऐसे
for this particular row hash set, is this value already present? If the value is already present, we can simply return false. If that is not present, we are going to add the value to that particular row hash set. Same thing we are going to do for the column, that if the value is present, we are going to return false. If the value
faster than a lot of other solutions. Take this example. We can actually see a couple of common subsequences or consecutive subsequence. One consecutive subsequence we can find is 99 and 100, which is at these two positions. And second consecutive subsequence we can find is actually 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now in the what we were doing in the brute forces, we were checking at every single position that what would be the longest common subsequence we can find. The thing is, we can only find the longest common subsequence from the first element of the start of this consecutive subsequence. Same goes over here, that whatever the subsequence we can find at this value number 100, the subsequence that we can find at value number 99 would always be greater than whatever we can find over here, because this by itself is already a subsequence. So we are going to use this logic. Like over here, if we put these 3, 2, 3, 4, we will only find the consecutive subsequence of length 2, but this 2, 3, 4 would be of length 3, and this 1, 2, 3, 4 would actually be of length 4. So we can only find the maximum consecutive subsequence at the start of the any subsequence, not somewhere in the middle. And the only way to check that whether we are at the start of the subsequence or not is by just checking one very simple condition, that at any point we check that whether the exact value before that value, like one value before the value we currently are at, if that exists, which means that we are not at the start of the common subsequence. Let's take it by an example over here and let's see that what would be our approach. So first of all, we are going to be at this position 100. We are going to check that whether this 100 is a start of any consecutive subsequence or not. So we check that whether in this given num set does the value 99 exist. Now we know that 99 exists. So because 99 exists, 100 cannot be at the start of the common consecutive subsequence. So we are going to ignore this case. We don't have to do anything with this 100. We come up at 99. Now we come up at this 99. We check that whether this position 4, we check that whether 3 exists in the set or not. So 3 exists, which means we ignore this 4. Now again we are at 200, so we check that whether 199 exists. So 199 does not exist, which means 200 can be start of the any consecutive subsequence. So we again check that whether 201 exists, but 201 does not exist in this given example, so we ignore.
Okay, got it.
this 200 as well, because the longest consecutive subsequence we find at this value number 200 is always going to be 1, and we already have a value that is greater than 1. Again, we check at this position 1, that can 1 be start of any consecutive subsequence. So we check that whether the 1 minus 1, so we check whether 0 exists in this example or not. 0 does not exist, which means 1 can be start. So
इसके बाद हमें चेक करना है फॉर लूप, दूसरा फॉर लूप लगा के and is equal to 0 so num started not nums dot length हमें another पूरे सेट को लेगी
now we set our current subsequence to value number 1, and now we check that from this value 1 how many other values we can reach to. So first we check that can we reach the value number 2. Yes, we can reach value number 2 because 2 already exists, so we update whatever the current subsequence we can find to 2. Now from this 2 we check can we reach 3. Again we can reach 3, so we will update the current value to 3. Again we check that whether from this 3 can we reach 4, and yes we can reach 4 as well, so again we will update the value of our 4, value of the current subsequence to 4, and from 4 we check whether we can reach 5. So 5 we can't reach, which means we are at least able to reach this 4, so we found in the as the longest consecutive subsequence, and numerical set, and we are going to store n memory for that. And let's see the coding. I will be showing the hash tag solution in this code, but I'm going to post both the codes in the comments so you can check it out from there. So first of all, we are going to check that whether we are given an empty list or not. If that's not the case, first of all we are going to create a hash set. We are going to name it num set. Now we'll run a loop across the given input, and we are going to store all the values to our hash set. This is going to do two things. It's going to eliminate all the duplicates values, and it will only add unique entries in the hash set, because hash set has a property that does not allow us it to store duplicate values. Now we are going to create a parameter to store the longest subsequence.
ठीक था, then एक और loop हमें करना पड़ेगा,
and we are going to initialize it with value 1. Now we are going to run a for loop across the given num set. So initially we are going to check that whether we are starting from the middle of any longest consecutive subsequence. If that's the case, we are going to ignore that number. So if this condition is true, we are going to continue and go to next element in the loop. If this is not the case, we are first of all going to mark the number we are at as current number, because this is the beginning of any longest consecutive subsequence. We are also going to create another parameter called current sub that is going to take care of the current maximum consecutive subsequence we can find, and we are going to initialize it to 1. And now we are going to put a condition that while our hash set contains
longest subsequence को मैं रख लूँगा अभी के लिए 0, but maximum जाएगी ठीक है। Okay, if I minus 1 also present to contains numset dot contains exactly कितना n minus 1 minus 1. If it contains I minus 1, then along a subsequence. If n contains I minus 1. It contains I minus 1. Oh, hello. Yes, I'm trying for FAANG, and currently I just started these DSA questions, so I'm trying. If condense BTech. Yes, अगर I minus 1 है. LPU. अगर इन कंटेन करते हैं तो उसको इग्नोर करते हैं. Ignore it. Subsequence कौन सा आएगा? इंडिपेंडेंट प्रोजेक्ट तो यार मतलब इतना कुछ खास मैंने अभी बनाया नहीं है, बट स्टिल अभी कर रहा हूँ मैं. अभी प्रोजेक्ट्स भी स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ. गिटहब रेपो है मेरा, उस पर किया मैंने थोड़ा बहुत. क्या यार
the number condition that while our hash set contains
तो कंटिन्यू होना करंट नंबर एकदम subsequent. हाँ ये गिटहब की आईडी है, अगर देखनी है तो मैं दिखा भी सकता हूँ। ये रहे। अभी मैं गिटहब पे इतना एक्टिव हूँ नहीं है, बट मैंने पहले काम किया हुआ है जब मैं इंटर्नशिप कर रहा था उससे पहले, जैसे यहाँ पे।
The current number plus 1. While this condition is true, we are going to increase the number, and we are also going to increase our current subsequence. And after this loop ends, I will also post the okay, see,
सबसेक्वेंट नंबर नेक्स्ट। ट्रैक तो रखना पड़ेगा यार।
and we are also going to increase our current subsequence. And after this loop ends, we need to check that whether we have found the longest common subsequence or not. So once this loop ends, we should have our answer and the longest sub variable, so we can simply return that. Let's try to run this code.
जावा तो नहीं, बट
Okay, since it was
मोस्टली
working,
मर्ज्ड है।
let's try to submit the code.
अभी रिसेंटली मैंने जावा भी पढ़ने स्टार्ट की है, बट जावा मेरी मेन लैंग्वेज नहीं है। ओके, तो तुम कहाँ अभी कॉलेज में हो?
And seems like our solution works pretty well, and it is faster than a lot of other solutions. I will also post the sorting. We should have our answer.
नंबर ठीक है, बट इसको सबसे पास करती है, इसके अंदर भी लूप लगा हुआ है। नंबर के लिए चेक करेंगे। इंक्रीमेंट करते जाएंगे। ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है। इसको तो कंटिन्यू अगर लूप चलेगा, जो नंबर होगा सबसे नंबर CO अमन ओके। तो तुमने भी स्टार्ट किया हुआ है काम? न्यूरल नेटवर्क्स AI में हो क्या? चलो मैंने कर लिया, तुम्हें फॉलो। नो ऐसा ही। चलो सही है यार, मैं तो कहता हूँ करते रहो तुम भी, अपना गिटहब एकदम हरा भरा बना के रखो, काफ़ी सही रहेगा। ज़ीरो करंट नंबर जैसे बननी है तो उसके अंदर स्टार्टिंग ऑफ इट। सेट करता हूँ अगर FI is small, वीडियो क्वालिटी में तो कोई ऐसा इशू नहीं होगा, सही लग रही है मुझे अपनी स्क्रीन पे भी। वार्निंग किस चीज़ की है? छोड़ो। चलता हूँ अपने कोड पे भाई। current सब जो है it is यार पहले तो वॉलपेपर चेंज करता हूँ, ये नीचे मुझे कलरफुल पसंद नहीं आ रहा। ये अब सही लग रहा है यार, एकदम क्लीन। सब जो है मेरा जो कि आई है करंट सब इज स्मॉलर इज नॉट इक्वल टू और नॉट इक्वल टू करंट सब की वैल्यू प्री इंक्रीमेंट मैंने सब चेक करना है। नॉट इक्वल टू करंट सब, तुम छोड़ दो नहीं तो मैक्स वैल्यू हो जाएगी। मैक्स सब जो इससे बनेगा, जो कि मैं रखूँगा 0, मैक्स सब को करूँगा प्लस ओ हाँ, एटलीस्ट 1 तो लेना पड़ेगा, 0 थोड़ी करेंगे, एटलीस्ट 1 तो चाहिए ना अपने को। टोटल सबसीक्वेंस पता नहीं भाई, एक तो इस टाइम पे दिमाग ही काम करना बंद कर गया है। क्या कर रहा हूँ, नेक्स्ट सबसीक्वेंस बढ़ाऊंगा मैं अपना, कंसेप्ट प्लस सब नहीं करो, सब नहीं 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 नहीं, नहीं। तो कंडीशन में कुछ गलत लगा मैंने, कुछ तो ठीक नहीं है। +1 is not present, it is not present, contains your not contains, contains. चलो सही है यार। इसमें ठीक है मैक्स सही किया जावा में सब एक तो जाएगा मिनिमम, या तो एटलीस्ट मिनिमम 1 जाएगी हम। मैक्स इधर पे गया, दूसरा बंदा प्लस और मैथ में बहुत बढ़िया। cannot assign a value to final variable length. Oops, साइन क्यों कर रहा हूँ मैं? भाई मैंने नम्स क्यों लिखा हुआ है इसको, क्या लिख रहा हूँ मैं, method contains int nums dot contains int variable. अब क्या कर दिया, n लिखा हुआ है यहाँ पे, ओके डन। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन ओके, पैलिंड्रोम पे आके हैं, पैलिंड्रोम क्यों ना स्ट्रिंग, यार जॉब ढूंढने के लिए एआई टूल, नो कोड टूल्स। मेरा तो मन है अभी जॉब के लिए, मुझे अभी कुछ सर्च करना है, कहीं अप्लाई करना है, मैं सोच रहा हूँ एक एआई टूल खुद से बनाने की। आई गेस काफ़ी सही रहेगा, अपना ऑटोमेटिक में अपना होता रहेगा, मैं अपना अलग काम करूँगा, एआई अपना अलग। ये चीज़ नहीं समझ आई मुझे, क्या अपडेट नहीं हो रहा है, आई डोंट नो, मैंने कभी यूज़ नहीं किया इसको। Continue. Given a string is return true if it is a palindrome, otherwise return false. Was it a car or a cat I saw? तो उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा, पहले सारे वाइट स्पेस रिमूव ऑल वाइट स्पेस नॉन अल्फान्यूमेरिकल tab a cat is not a palindrome blah 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 two pointer approach कैसे okay we can jump better idea दो पॉइंटर स्टार्टिंग एंड लास्ट दोनों माइनस 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 until और unless वो equal to और greater than ना हो जाए but until then अगर कोई नॉन एंड अल्फा न्यूमेरिकल है उसको कैंसिल आउट कर सकते हैं इग्नोर देन कैन जंप टू नेक्स्ट बट जो नेक्स्ट अल्फा न्यूमेरिकल होगा उसको मैच करना कंपलसरी है नहीं तो नहीं होगा
यदि ऑटोमेटेड ट्रेडिंग सीखनी है तो ये वीडियो पूरा देखना।
तो ये जो सॉफ्टवेयर है ये मेरे लैपटॉप पे ऑलरेडी इंस्टॉल्ड है। ये जो राइट साइड पे आपको ये जो इंग्लिश में जो टेक्स्ट दिख रहा है ये वही पाइथन है जो हमने शुरू बट जावा में स्ट्रिंग यस कैरेट यूज करते हैं forgot कैरेट सिंपल है
in the longest sub variable, so we can simply return that. All the characters that are present from the front, we see for the all clear value, so we will have a string that looks like this. And over here, if we try to see that whether this is a palindrome or not, currently this R matches, A matches, C matches, but this E actually does not match over here, and over here actually we have an A. So that's why this is not a palindrome, and we will return false in this case. So let's see that what would be the approach or not. The approach I'm suggesting is, first of all, we iterate over this given string, we get rid of all of these characters that are alphanumeric. Once we do that, then we will create a new string that is actually reverse of this original given string. And now we have two strings at our disposal. All we have to do is compare both the strings. If they are same, we can determine that they are actually palindrome and we can return true. If they are not the same, we can return false immediately. So let's see that in the action. So first of all, we are going to create a string from this original input string where we are going to get rid of all of the non-alphanumeric characters. Once we are done that, now we are going to reverse the string. So we are going to create a new reverse string from this original given string, and we are basically reversing. We are original strings at our disposal. All we have to do is compare both the strings. If they are same, we can determine that they are actually palindrome and we can return true. If they are not the same, we can return false immediately. So let's see that in the action. So first of all, we are going to create a string from this original input string where we are going to get rid of all of the non-alphanumeric characters. Once we are done that, now we are going to reverse the string. So we are going to create a new reverse string from this original given string, and we are basically reversing whatever this given input is. In this case, if we compare this given reverse string and whatever the string we are given, they both possess the same value, which means we can determine that this given original input is actually a palindrome and we can return true in this case. So this is one of the solutions where we can work with, and the solution would work as expected, no issues with that. Let's see that what would be the time and space complexity over here. So for the time complexity, actually, first of all, we are iterating over this given string to remove all of the alphanumeric characters, and then again we are iterating over this given string to create a new reverse string, which means that we are essentially iterating over this original string 2-3 times and comparing it, and basically we are doing big O of n work, but actually we are doing like big O of 2 times n work. In terms of space complexity, because we are creating this new original reverse string, so that is why we are present. Can we do something better in terms of space complexity and even in terms of time complexity? And yes, that is a better approach, and let me quickly show you how. Okay, so for the optimal solution, what we are going to do is, suppose we are given an input that looks like going to compare left side, and we would keep on doing this process until left and right are adjacent to each other before right crosses the left. And if we are able to reach to that point, we can determine that this is actually a true and valid palindrome. If that is not the case, we will basically return false at any given moment if we identify that left pointer and right pointer character values are not matching. So let's see that in action. Suppose this is the string we are given. Currently the left is located at this m and right is located at this small m. But in both the cases, we are only dealing with lowercase English letter. So even if we encounter an uppercase English letter, we would convert it to lowercase English letter. We would read it like this. So this m is equal to m. So far we are good, which means we will have to update the value of left and right pointer. So now this left pointer is going to go to the next value, which is over here, and this right pointer is going to go to a previous value, which is over here. Now at this position right, we actually identify that this is not an alphabet. So we would again update the value of right pointer, and we would ignore this case, and this time right pointer comes over here. Now because both of these are valid alphanumeric value, we will try to see that what are the values, and both are located AA, which means they're same. So if they're same, again we are good up until this point. Then we will update the value of left and right pointer. So now left pointer is at D and right pointer is actually located at this column. Actually doing it pretty efficient to be value 0 and right pointer, but we are actually going to reduce the value further.
minus. Okay, but वहीं पे false कर देना. If J पर नहीं है, is not equal to J, then क्या करना है? Return false. False return नहीं हो तो return true हो जाना चाहिए. I hope it works. बहुत बढ़िया. क्या बना? ये स्ट्रिंग का तो साइज लेते हैं. क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं? साइज करते हैं ना. क्या करते हैं? स्ट्रिंग का भी साइज नहीं लेते हैं. इसने 2 लूप भी लगा रखे हैं. डोंट गिव इट लेंथ. यार मैं लेंथ का फंक्शन इसी के यूज कर रहा हूँ. माइनस तो क्या होगा ना? मुझे माइनस. चार्जिंग. ये मैं शिट यार, मैं क्या गड़बड़ कर दी यार. डेफिनेटली क्यों नहीं फंसेगा. लिमिट एक सेट कर दिया. Okay, just that. तो ये छोड़ो, पहले इसको रन करता हूँ. But what was this? अरे यार, वो भी तो करना है. उसको भी तो करना पड़ेगा. Okay, slow guys. It's a function जो कि हम उसका नाम स्टेड फॉर्म में I guess नहीं कर पाएंगे. बहुत ही घटिया तरीके से फंक्शन यूज किया मैंने. डॉक्टर केस. Okay, cannot be referenced. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? तो इसको रेफरेंस कहते हैं. Okay. अगर ऐसे तो यही बेटर है फिर. Nice. यार ये सारी चीजें याद रखनी पड़ेंगी. टॉपर कीज, I guess नोट्स लिख लेने चाहिए. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। ये तो हो गया, दूसरा ट्राई करता है। Non-decreasing order. Non-decreasing order. Three below. Maybe. 2-point approach. नहीं, करके मूव करना पड़ेगा। if I to int I is equal to 0, -1. कुछ भी ऐड करना तो ये हो गया ऐसे। अभी हो सकता है असाइनमेंट भाई। नहीं यार ऐसे नहीं होगा, इसमें माइनस क्या करना है लेकिन। लेकिन ये कैसे पता लगेगा कि आई माइनस करना है? अगर छोटा हो गया तो आई बढ़ा देंगे, फिर आई का नंबर बढ़ रहा है, बड़ा हो जाएगा आई का, ठीक है। function here. Wow. Realistically
शेक बनाने से पहले डब्बा तो पढ़ ले।
अच्छा
सोवालिया
So subtle. ये भी ले, ये बनाता है हल्का ऑमलेट. This festive season, go subtle or go nothing.
क्या दिक्कत है भाई? Come on यार. ये वन इंडेक्स यूज कर रहे हैं. आई गेस हो जाना चाहिए इससे. ओके, नाइस, नॉट बैड. जरा एक बार YouTube का भी सॉल्यूशन देख लेता हूँ.
The right point. And if index value to be 6, we cannot repeat statement. So we can actually use any value. Okay. Return the index values to be 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 is going to be the answer in this case. If we see, binary search actually works pretty better than our brute force approach. Why n log n us to approach which had the time complexity of big of n can give us the answer in big of n time, actually using 2 pointers to be the answer. But let's quickly see the approach I'm suggesting. Basically, we are going to have 2 pointers left and right. Now remember, all the values that are on the right side of this left pointer are actually greater than this value of left, right? And same way, all the values that are on the left side of this right pointer is actually less than whatever the value at right pointer we had. So the idea is, originally we are going to do the sum of this left pointer and right pointer. We are going to compare that sum to this target value. Now if the sum is actually greater than target value, which means we need to lower the sum. How can we lower the sum? We can only lower the sum if we move this. So first of all, we are going to sort whatever the height we are currently at, whatever the value of I is, then number 2 is that we actually create price is actually at 6. So stock price, we will start focusing from value number 2. So, and we are also going to be concerned with left plus right sum, and how is minus 5. Then only we call our 2 sum 2 function. Otherwise, we ignore that. It's a new entity. Okay, seems like our solution is working as expected. Let's submit this code, and our code runs decently efficiently. Today we are going. Yeah, that's it. This should have taken care of all the scenarios, and this should be working. Now let's try to run this code. This pointer until the point that whether the two things. First of all, we have to input integer nums.
थ्री सम है यार. मैं सोच रहा हूँ पता नहीं कैसे.
Should be aligned. Because hash set has a property that does not allow sequence. Object to 1. Is the number. And we are also going to check that whether it is given left and right pointer. If there is that like a PS not by FAANG company, so let's also coding to get this. PS not by FAANG company, so let's also coding to get this. Here we are in the non-alphanumeric characters. If the string reads same as forward and backward, then we can determine that any given string is a palindrome. Now we are given a string S and we need to return true if the given string is palindrome. If not, we need to return false. So let's try to understand this with an example. Over here we are given a string that looks like this, where you can see that there are some alphanumeric characters. Hello friends, PS not by FAANG company, so let's also coding to get that. There are companies like pair it with all the other remaining values, and that is pretty disastrous. So let's see that what is going to be the better approach. Okay, so the next approach that comes to our mind is a binary search. Why binary search? Because remember, we were originally told that this input array we are given, that is already a sorted array, which means all the values that they are sorted in ascending order. So we can actually use binary search to our advantage in order to find the target value pair. The approach I'm suggesting is that first of all we take any value. Okay, so the current value in this case is 2, right? So if 2 is supposed to be part of this answer, let's imagine that 2 is part of this answer. Then 2 can only be part of the answer if the value 11 minus 2 equals to 9. If this 9 is somehow present inside this given input array, we can clearly determine that 2 and 9 can be part of the answer that leads up to the target value 11. So all we need to do is once we identify the value number 2, we come up with the remaining value that is needed view of left, right? So that would lead us to the correct. So now is the but we cannot have an answer where we already have the value like -1, 0 and -1, and again we have the value -1, 0 and +1. This should not be the answer. So this is one of the conditions that is given. Second condition is that all the values of I, J and K has to be unique, so they are located at unique position, because we cannot use the same value again and again. We cannot do something like 0 plus 0 plus 0 equal to 0 and return that as the answer of the triplet, because in this case we only have 1 0, not 3 zeros. So just keep all of these things in mind. If we take a look at the second example, over here we actually do not have any pair that equals to 0, right? So in this case we are only going to return an empty array as the answer, and basically this is what the problem is asking us to solve. Now there can be two potential solutions for this three-sum problem that we are trying to deal with. First solution is actually a two-sum problem solution. That is also another Leetcode problem where we use hashing to generate the solution for this two-sum problem. Our second solution is two-sum 2 problem where we actually use 2 pointers to come up with that solution. And in this case, we are going to see that how using hashing we can solve this three-sum problem, or how using 2 pointers we can solve this three-sum problem, because both of this concept can be useful. We can choose either one of them. Now I'm going to show you the theoretical knowledge of both the problems, but I'm only going to show you coding for this two-sum 2 problem. Let me know in the comments if you want to see the code for this two-sum problem as well, and I can show it to you. Okay, so first let's see that what is going to be the optimal solution using the solution we used in the two-sum problem. Now, if you want to know more about two-sum problem, you can check out my video over here. That is going to give you much more clarity. Okay, now let's get back to our question. So, if we suppose this is the original input that we are given, and we are trying to find a set of triplets that sum up to 0, right? Which means we are trying to find. Okay, suppose do is if we take this in where right, okay, use this one. It has to be paired. Remember, there is a property of a hash set where it does not exist duplicate values, so we will only have unique values inside over here. So since j is equal to -5 didn't work, we'll try to see that whether j is equal to -3 works or not. So if j is equal to -3, then in that case we'll need the kth value to be +8. +8 also does not exist, and we can look that up immediately because of this hash set, right? Now we'll try to find another value. Now 12. J to see the value at what point we sort this in, right? Another and +5 exists as one of the answer, and we are able to generate this. Okay, so now we are able to say that okay, this another -1 simply do is we have unique values inside, okay, right? We're going to put a new hash set to clear the hash equal to 0 value to be I. Okay, so suppose we are going to consider I is equal
तो नींद आ रही है यार, अब इससे ज़्यादा नहीं हो पाएगा। तो ठीक है, ये मेरी सबसे पहली स्ट्रीम है अपनी नीट कोड्स की। सो बाय बाय।